Hey everyone. In this video, I want to talk about why you should value strength, and I mean both mental and physical strength. When I look around at Western cultures nowadays, it seems like this is something that we've kind of just forgotten. It's like we don't really value strength anymore, and it's leading to a lot of problems that I'm sure you know what I'm talking about, where you can just see how we've kind of lost ourselves because we no longer value something that's incredibly important to living a great life and having a functional, good society. We no longer value strength. So in this video, I want to give you some tips on how you can work on both aspects of this, because you really should get to a point where you start valuing strength in your own life. When you combine both mental and physical strength, it does an awesome thing in your life. It creates this incredible foundation for being able to handle almost anything that life throws at you. Because you'll either be dealing with things that are mentally taxing, like losing a loved one, or going through breakups, or just not getting what you want, things like that. Or you'll be dealing with physical things like needing to defend yourself, needing to run away from potential threats, that sort of thing. So it's very important that you combine both of these in your life. They really are important. We can't neglect one or the other because they're both connected. And the funny thing here is that this is something that we've known for thousands of years. The ancient Greek philosophers, if you look at their statues, these were ripped guys. They were buff. They understood the importance of both body and mind. Nowadays, it feels like we only focus on mind, so the philosophers of today are pretty weak physically compared to the ancient Greek philosophers. Nowadays, are these scrawny men who probably couldn't even protect themselves from a house cat, and back then, the ancient Greeks almost looked like they could wrestle lions. So we haven't focused on strength, both aspects of it, and it's led to problems. So you really want to value both of these in your own life for that foundation to being able to handle almost anything that life throws at you. So when it comes to mental strength, this is definitely the harder one of the two to work on, but you can make habits that will help you improve this over time. Basically, developing mental strength is all about being willing to tackle things that are uncomfortable, difficult things. Basically forcing yourself to do things that you don't necessarily want to do, and forcing yourself to face head on heavy emotions that you normally wouldn't want to deal with. That's why so many people are rather weak, because they don't want to confront difficult things. They don't want to confront those heavy emotions about the breakup they just went through. They'd rather run away and drink a bunch of alcohol or smoke a bunch of weed or get lost in porn or whatever their vice may be. They just don't want to deal with those emotions. And that makes them weak. So I hope you don't become one of these people. This is what this video is about. So what you can do is just dip your toes into the water every now and then. Dip your toes into the water of doing difficult things. Start doing smaller and smaller difficult things as much as possible in your own life. Force yourself to be uncomfortable. One of the easiest ways you can do this is when you're taking a shower, either take a cold shower in general if you're brave enough, or at least right before the end, turn the cold water on and just sit there and deal with it. It's uncomfortable, but it'll help strengthen you mentally. And another thing you can do is when it's cold, refuse to wear a jacket. When you're inside the house, if you go outside, definitely be smart. You want to put your health first. But when you're in your home, then obviously you're not going to die if you aren't wearing a jacket when it's cold. You'll just shiver a bit. So force yourself to be uncomfortable in as many ways as possible. Try to choose small ways, of course, because then you'll be able to handle it a bit better. But over time, you can work your way up, and this part will also help you with developing physical strength as well, because becoming physically strong requires a lot of mental strength, because it's not easy to, one, be consistent with working out and exercising, but two, you're literally tearing your muscles apart. So there's that uncomfortable aspect of it as well. You can feel it when you're doing heavy lifts. You can feel your arm muscles just dying on you, and it requires willpower to push through. It requires mental toughness. So definitely work on mental strength first, but you can also work on physical strength along with it. You can do both simultaneously pretty much. So For physical strength, what I mean there is obviously working out, exercising. You just want to be at a good level of fitness. And for the ladies out there, I'm not encouraging you to become a buff female bodybuilder, so don't think that's what I'm saying here at all. I just mean you should be healthy, you should be fit, you should be able to handle a lot of physical things that life could throw at you. You should be able to hike a few miles or multiple miles without getting winded. You should be able to go on long walks. You should be able to run far distances if need be. You just want to be prepared for anything life can throw at you, because in your case, defending yourself usually involves more having the fitness to run away from potential threats, especially if it's a grown man, because I would never encourage a woman to try to take on a grown man physically. Just most of the time you're not going to win that fight because of the physical difference between men and women. Even a weak man is way stronger than a strong woman in general, so just be careful there. I would always suggest running away first and foremost. But for the men, that's weightlifting, like working out, doing deadlifts, doing bench press, doing bicep curls, and especially don't neglect your triceps, guys. Come on, tricep is a huge part of your arm. Like, you should really focus on your tricep, and it helps with so many other lifts as well. So focus on your tricep before your bicep, guys. That's just a pro tip for all of you out there. But yeah, exercise, be in good shape. You, as a guy, you want to be able to lift heavy things because it makes you more useful and helpful. Like when you're out and about with other people, the stronger you are, the more helpful you are. And now that my parents live far away from me, when I go and visit them, the fact that I'm stronger than I used to be makes it so that I can help them out more. And it's a good feeling to be able to help people in that way because you're physically capable of doing so. And also, it gives you a huge boost in confidence just knowing that you're physically capable of handling a lot of different things in life. And there's one final added benefit for the men out there, which is it makes you more attractive to women. Every woman likes a man who they feel will actually be capable of protecting her. And the stronger you are physically, the more she's going to think that. So there you go, another added benefit. But in general, just work on your physical strength. And along with that, I know it's not quite related to your actual physical strength, but I would encourage all of you to learn how to utilize your physical strength by taking self-defense lessons, be it with hand-to-hand combat if need be, or knife combat, and firearms as well. I would encourage all of you to learn these skills because they just give you an extra layer of confidence in knowing that you can handle a lot of different things that life may throw at you. Especially if we ever fall on really tough times wherever you're at, having those skills be very beneficial. So I would highly encourage that for everyone as well. So at the end of the day, you just want to really work on both your mental and physical strength. Don't neglect either one. You want to prioritize both of them because they're so interlocked anyway. I mean, you can't really get away from how much the mind and the body are connected. You just can't. People who are really intelligent mentally but don't work on themselves physically at all and are overweight are never going to be able to perform even mentally on the same level as someone who is slightly less intelligent but actually is physically fit, because they're going to be able to handle strenuous, or should I say mentally strenuous activities for a longer period of time than the overweight person, because you just can't escape how mind and body are connected. So work on both of them. And in life in general, just start valuing strength more. But you don't want to take it too far. Don't get to the level where you literally won't associate with people who you find weak at all, because that's not quite unfair, but I mean, you got to give people some leeway. Not everyone is going to value strength, and not everyone will watch this video and think that it's a good idea to do this. So most people in general you run into will be either of average strength, both mentally and physically, or they'll just be a little weak. But don't let that stop you from connecting with other people. So don't take it to that degree. You definitely want to stop before then. But in general, just work on these two things because they will make your life so much better. I mean, they basically are one of the greatest foundations you can ever have for being able to handle life in general. Anyway, I hope this video helped you, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Arrivederci!